Spyder Auto's step bar installation guide for 2012 F-150 models. We'll start at the front of the truck at the front fender just behind the front tire. Locate and remove the two 8mm bolts that secure the plastic shroud to the fender. After removing the two 8mm bolts, remove the screw retainers from the fender by either prying them free or drilling them out. Be sure you've removed all those pesky screw retainers before moving on. Now locate the front bracket and the bolt plate. In addition, you'll also need the bolt, lock washer and washer, nut, large washer, and plastic washer. Start with the bolt plate. Insert the nut end of the bolt plate into this hole. Insert the bolt plate into the hole as shown. Now locate the plastic washer. Install the plastic washer as shown. It's important that you install this before the bracket as this seals water out of the truck. Be sure the washer is seated securely for a proper seal. Now it's time to install the front bracket. Push in slightly on the stud end of the bolt plate if you need a little bit of extra clearance to get the bracket into place. If you're using the correct bracket, it should line up with the diagonal line on the floor pan. Now install a large washer, lock washer, and nut onto the bolt plate shaft. This will help keep the bracket in place while we install the rest of the hardware. As we install the second mounting nut, note that there is a lock nut between the washer and the nut. This will help keep your step bar mounts from loosening over time. Don't fully tighten the bolts until you've at least threaded the remaining hardware. With the bracket mounting bolts and nuts in place, now we have to move on. Remember those screw retainers we removed earlier? If you haven't removed them yet, make sure they're removed now. Now install a bolt and washer through the screw retainer holes as shown. Here's another view as we install the second of the screw retainer hole bolts. Once again, install the bolt and the washer through the bracket as shown, and then seat a large washer, lock washer, and nut onto the bolt shaft. With all the nuts and bolts now threaded, tighten everything down. Now as we move back out from under the truck, let's move over a couple of feet to just ahead of the rear tire, where we'll be installing the rear bracket. Notice this rather unusual looking piece of tape? There are several, but you'll need to remove only the rear one. Remove this tape patch and throw it away. Now get out another bolt plate and plastic washer. Insert the nut end of the bolt plate as shown, and position the plastic washer so that it will cover the hole once installed. Now mount the rear bracket onto the bolt plate. After positioning the bracket, install the large washer onto the bolt plate shaft, followed by a lock washer, and then a nut. With the first bolt threaded, now line up the bracket with the hole in the body, and then insert a bolt and large washer through the hole in the body. Secure the bolt with a washer and nut on the other side. After threading both rear mounting bracket nuts and bolts, tighten them down. Be sure all your nuts and bolts are fully tightened. Remember, this is a step bar we're working on, so it needs good support to be able to support your weight. Now locate and set out the step bar and mounting bolts for that side of the truck. Line up the ends of your step bar with the holes in your mounting brackets, and go ahead and thread those two bolts into place, one at each end. Now tighten the step bar mounting bolts. Be sure the mounting bolts are fully tightened so that the step bar will support your weight once installed. Be sure to fully tighten both the step bar mounting bolts. Now that we've installed one step bar, there's the business of the other side. The good news is, all you have to do is repeat the process for the other side. Congratulations, you successfully installed your Spyder step bar on your 2012 F-150.